would entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to
Second.
adopt.
Motion to adopt in a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Item number 1, old business, is the facelift storefront improvement program council recommendations. Liz and Brendan, welcome to the stage.
Good afternoon,
Good
Council.
afternoon.
Afternoon.
So last week, y'all made the tough decisions and recommended 15 projects out of committee to council. So those have been legally advertised and will be on council next week. I think I've given some of you this already, but y'all have. This is the new, these are the, you have to make decisions today.
Oh, it's a
This is
new one.
new
Okay, I
so
thought
take
you
one
were
of it.
giving us the same thing.
No, these are a little bit different.
Updated each week.
These are the ones that receive more than 2, right?
Yes, so last week, the ones that had gotten recommendations from y'all, but not quite enough in that initial discussion to move on with the recommendation to council. So we've got $17,544 remaining to be allocated. And so these are the ones that are contenders for that. I did get 2 recommendations. I'd requested from council to send that by yesterday, and I did get from District 3 and District 4. And so those were Cottage Supply Company and J&J Marketplace. But if y'all want to discuss amongst yourselves, which ones, so again, $17,544 left to be allocated.
You sent it out, we've reviewed it, responded?
2. And I'm on number 8. From
I will.
5, if you will.
I'm gonna go with number 8 as well.
Well, that would be all the money, wouldn't it? Well,
Comments?
Well, it sounds to me like that decides it then. If there is 2 for, there's 1 for Cottage Supply, there's 1 for J&J, there's 2 for
Druid City Makerspace.
Druid City Makers, sounds to me like deal's done.
Druid City Makerspace.
And their ask is roughly the amount remaining, is that correct?
yes, sir.
17,440, close enough for government work? Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much, council.
Item number 1 is approved. New business. Item number 2 is approval of change order number 1 with Mark Johnson Construction for the campus area water distribution system and instrumentation upgrades project. The total is $50,089.96. Mr. Gurney, welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, this is the closeout change order for the campus area water distribution system and instrumentation upgrades. So this was the booster station package, which had included the SCADA controls. And so the ad was basically some changes during construction to the SCADA control system that we use to operate the tank.
I'm sorry, Ron, say that
So-
again.
so that-
This is
so-
a $50,000 closeout ad, check?
Check.
Why?
Because during construction, the control system, the SCADA system, that's like the control that communicates with our SCADA system was kind of tinkered with during construction. It wasn't what we wanted, what was spec wasn't what we wanted, and so during construction, we changed it.
During construction, we changed the requirement?
We changed the control system to be what we wanted to
Okay.
integrate better with our operations.
So
Which
you
cost price
you
for that?
recommend acceptance of the 50,000 change
Yes, sir.
ad?
Yes, sir. There is a accompanying finance committee item to bring this within budget. It's moving some money from the Ed Love raw water pump station project that is near completion, unencumbered money in that project account to this account to fund this.
Okay,
ad.
we'll talk about that in finance, but if it needed changing,
Yes,
we approved the changing of it, and now it's $50,000 extra.
correct.
Any questions?
No.
Motion.
I'm good.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 2 is approved. Thank you, Brian. Item number 3 is approval of change order number 1 with Hughes and Mullinex for the River Market HVAC replacement project. The total is $31,706.52. Tim, welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So this project was bid and awarded in January. We did not do any new design work for this and utilized the original design for the river market. And getting started with this project, what we've discovered is that the line sets for the inside unit to the outside unit exceed the manufacturer's specifications. And so in order to address that, we want to relocate the outside unit to be within the dumpster enclosure at the river market. That does, of course, incur some additional costs in relocating the electrical power to that outside unit, and of course involves removing and replacing some sidewalk outside the river market as well. So this additional cost of $31,000 is from the CFG 5-year plan. It is within funds available within that account as well.
Questions for Tim?
What was it that we awarded this contract in January, check?
Yes, sir. This is river market HVAC
Right,
replacement.
and
Yes.
now we've determined that the line sets, whatever they are, from inside to outside are, why didn't we know that before the award?
We relied on the original design. We did not do a new design for this. The original design,
The original design for the
For the
HVAC went
HVAC.
back when River Market was put in?
that is correct, yes, sir. And there can be some differences between manufacturers. We're right on the line of being okay, but what our concern is that may shorten the lifespan of the condenser, potentially cause us to have issues with our warranty with the manufacturer. And so we want to avoid that. And we know that by relocating closer to the indoor unit, will eliminate that concern.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna just punch reset for what I asked Mr. Trey. You all drove the change, you're looking at it, this is what you recommend?
Yes, sir.
Motion to,
Second.
We got a motion, second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 3 is approved. Item number 4 is approval of a construction contract with Price Construction for the Northridge Pickleball Courts project. The total is $1,373,029.89. Tim?
Yes, sir. So this is to award to Price Construction as the low bidder for Northridge Pickleball. We had 4 bidders for this project. It was bid on February the 19th. It includes 8 additional courts, or 8 new courts, sidewalk extension from the parking lot that will be added as well to the Buddy Powell Pavilion.
I'm sorry, say the last sentence about the sidewalk.
So there'll be a parking lot for these courts as well as a sidewalk extension from that
So
parking
there's a
lot.
separate or additional parking lot from what's currently at Powell Pavilion?
That's correct, that's correct. This parking lot will be beside the pickleball courts on the other side of the playground. And so there will be a sidewalk that runs beside the playground from that parking lot to the Buddy Powell Pavilion.
How many bidders, Tim, on this?
4 bidders.
4 bidders, so there'll be 8 courts there, which is good. And construction timeline is what?
210 days, 210 days. And we have Adam Strong from TTL, the design team, with us today as well. So 210 days, Mr. Crow.
Okay. That's good.
What was the spread on the 4 bids?
And we've got the bid tab.
Was it $8 or?
It was a little more than that, but
$400,000?
none of them were very far apart. So we had, sorry, last page.
Page. I'll fit 2, right?
Mhm.
Say something. 2. One. I'll stick together.
So we had Price Construction with that amount of 1.373, Somerville Construction at 1.438, NC Morgan at 1.464, and Amos and Associates at 1.525.
Okay. So just beer math on a per court basis, including the parking, right? And this 137 includes the parking lot?
It does, and the sidewalk
So-
extensions.
These average out far cheaper than my 2 did. Well,
Absolutely.
is there cheaper by the dozen or what?
Yes, sir, economies of scale. I mean, the cost for the contractor to mobilize, get all their equipment, all their materials on site, bid bonds, insurance. Yes, sir, you're gonna get a better price with more courts if you're doing a per court amount. Yes, sir.
I don't have any other questions.
Tim, the good thing about that extra parking lot, which kind of drove pricing up a little bit, is that'll really help at the Powell Pavilion Center for everything else that goes on with the public too, which is good, because there are issues with parking there too, which parking lots are never cheap, but I do think that's additive, hopefully it'll help for other events.
And that was one
That
reason.
facility.
Sorry.
No, it's
That was
good.
one reason we included the sidewalk extension, of course. What it'll also help is pedestrian safety. Without the sidewalk, you're potentially parking cars along the street, limiting the sight lines of drivers.
I hope eventually that with that new subdivision that's coming in, it's across from the crossings there, they're required to do sidewalks all the way up to Northridge Road. And I hope eventually we can start sidewalks down that side of Northridge Road toward the middle school and down that way, because I think that's important, because they've got a great trail across the way, right? The other thing I think is good to point out too is that the Stan Acker and the County Commission have helped us some a little bit on this. It's $200,000 initially, and he and I have agreed for another.
Is that coming
another
off of the
100.
1.3, or is that?
I think it's in the allocation that Carly's gonna talk about later, but I know they've already committed in a contract to $200,000, and I've got a verbal from him for another 100 because of the overruns of all this stuff, how expensive everything's been. So that's a good thing. We appreciate that.
So Tim, just off from memory, which is acknowledgedly bad, my two were around 750.
I believe it was closer to
Six?
550.
600, wasn't it?
It's about $250 a court for YMCA.
Okay,
It was.
all right. That's a better number than my memory, because these eight.
530 was
These
the
eight
first
with
contract.
parking lot and sidewalk average out at like 170, so that strikes me as a understandable cheaper by the dozen discount.
Yes.
I was thinking mine hit up in the 3+ range, but you don't believe that?
I think it was 530 or 531.
Okay. I don't have any other questions or comments.
So
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item is approved. Thank you. Item number 5 is an approval of a minor public works contract with West Alabama Mechanical for installation of gas line piping at the fire station number 6 gym. Total is $13,600, Tim.
Yes, sir. So this is funded by the existing Fire Station 6 budget. The existing gymnasium on the property had gas fed from 2 locations. One from the church, which has been demolished, and it also had its own meter on the north side of the building. Right now, we've got the kitchen, 4 furnaces, and the water heater with no supply. And so what we're wanting to do with this is extend the gas line that exists on the north side of the building to reconnect to those items on the front. It's kind of an unusual scenario that one building had gas service from 2 directions. So essentially this is to reconnect everything within the building to one meter location.
Questions?
So
Second.
Moved and seconded.
I can't think of anything to ask on that situation.
So wait a minute, so you're actually speechless?
There we go. I'm pooping.
But I'm gonna take advantage of that.
No, I heard.
We got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That was quicker. Item number 5 is approved. Item number 6 is authorization for the mayor to execute a contract change order with N. Harris Computer. The total is $2,500 a year. Jason, welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Urban Development uses a product called Blueprints, which is used for their inspectors and permitting. This is to modify the contract for that product to allow the ability to access data directly out of it to do some more advanced reporting and for kind of Ms. Kreitz data and operational people to have direct access.
Allow who to access that?
This is allowed for us to
Us,
have access.
IT?
This is for
For staff.
urban development.
I realize
staff.
they're the user, they can't access from the product
They
directly
can
now?
access it directly via kind of running of reports. This allows raw access to the data so that they can integrate it with other systems and things along that line.
Okay.
You need this, don't you?
We do need this.
Motion, hey,
Second.
they're giving out garbage tickets, motion to approve.
Second, Matthew. did you
I
say-
second, I did.
What happened to the speechless part?
I've recovered.
Okay, that's what I was afraid of. Already got a motion, second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Item number 6 is approved. Item number 7 is resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a permit with Tuscaloosa paddleboard. That's a good thing.
Yes,
Scott?
sir, Mr. Chairman, this, you probably recall doing this every year. This, I think, predates most of the folks on this council's tenure. Butch Gregory has been leasing out or renting by the hour paddleboards up at Lake Nickel for several years now. We've never had any issues with it. As a matter of fact, we generally feel like he acts as almost an adult in the room sometimes, and people that may not want to do it, they should, when they see him out there, behave a little better. This should have actually been on projects last week, and my apologies to Mr. Gregory. We did everything to get it on there, except for I neglected to ask Ms. Gilliland to add it. And my excellent legal assistant noticed that and asked me if we needed to add it this week. But I have checked with our folks in water, and they still continue to think that there's no reason to not allow this.
I have no
Good
problem with
service.
this, again, it's been around.
Figure a
But I
motion.
do have one question.
Sure.
Is everything accessible at Lake Nickel right now? By everything, I mean the sort of individual recreational services. I had somebody call me at the end of last week going, what's going on? There's nothing but mud when I try to get to, I forget, was it windsurf? There was something that this person normally goes to as an individual, and
We dropped the lake level.
I knew I thought 5 feet, right?
Yeah, there's been no additional.
There's nothing else that's going on?
No, sir.
You should be able to get to anything except for the water's a little further away, if that makes sense.
I was out there about 2 weeks ago and didn't notice any differentiation, but if
What-
you get any more information, let us know.
Okay.
Check on it.
Any
Motion.
Second. You done with questions?
Yeah, we're done with the agenda, right?
Got a motion, second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item is approved. Our next meeting is next Tuesday, March the 25th. Is there any other business to be brought before this committee? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So much.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor